So you need to stay both conscious and consistent if you want to see results in the things you do. But let's talk about something else. How do you stay consistent to begin with? Because that's something a lot of people struggle with, something I struggled with for long. And my suggestion is very, very, very basic. It's find something that you know you can stay consistent with, and then stay consistent with that for a year or two, and prove to yourself that it is a possibility to begin with. Because in my case, I didn't even know it was possible. I was like, maybe I'm some chronic procrastinator, or someone who just switches every season and wants something new, wants something fresh, wants to destroy everything and build it up again, like some Phoenix syndrome thing. But no, I just had to start with something that I knew I could finish, knew I could do, which in my case was simply going to the gym for over a year consistently. And once I had done that, I knew, okay, I can do anything, right? Because it is pretty challenging. There are days when you really don't want to do it, especially if you're going on a cut, if you're experimenting with different diets, you have poor sleep, it's raining outside. There's just going to be these days where you're just like, there's no way I'm going to enjoy this, you know. And there's going to be days when you walk into the gym and you're just like, fuck, why am I here, you know? And and that's so demotivating. Or there's going to be days when you're like, okay, I'm not making progress. I'm weaker today than I was 2 weeks ago. How the fuck? What did I do wrong? And you know, and those moments can be very discouraging. And you still have to keep going. So it teaches you everything you need to learn when it comes to staying consistent in other avenues of life, such as business. You're going to feel the exact same thing. You're going to see a lot of stagnation. You're going to see a lot of plateaus. You're going to see a lot of failure, a lot of rejection. I'm not sure how you would see rejection in the gym. Maybe if you're approaching girls or something, you might get rejected in the beginning. That's just how it is. That's the name of the game. But you just keep going, and then you can just transfer it into other areas. Nothing makes you as confident as competent. And law of attraction works. You know, visualizing yourself being capable and competent definitely works. But actually being competent, that's a confidence that is self-reliant, you know. Like if someone is challenging your confidence and all you have grounded it in is your manifestation techniques and your inner work, you're gonna have to fight to keep up that worldview, right? But if it's grounded in competence, you can just sit back and relax, and the world can give you all the shit it wants, and it's just gonna pass right through you. Right? You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to do a morning routine. When your confidence is grounded in a knowingness, and we can go in even deeper with that, because if you know who you are, nothing can touch you. Like not a single negative comment or anything. There's not a single psychological thing that can touch you if you know who you are. So that's a good place to start, would you say? Knowing who you are, and that's what we sort of like. If I could only say, okay, you can only really focus on one thing. Like if I was talking to myself, I say, okay, if I can only make content, if I can only have one message out there for the world, is find out who you are. You know, and then the rest is going to come to you quite easily. You know, a lot of these things, such as consistency and building things and relationships and dreams and feelings and even health to a certain extent, a lot of this just comes down to you not knowing who you are. And the moment you would know who you are, all of these problems would fade away and they would solve themselves. You will figure it out. Like the reason why you have challenges in life, and you can believe it or not, or you can die not knowing the truth, or like whatever you choose. But the reason why challenges exist is for you to find out who you are. And the moment you do, life rewards you with a bunch of peace and ease of mind, right? Because you completed the game. And it's not like you complete it and then it's like, oh, now it's there forever. No, you have to continuously complete it. You have to continuously let go of the mind and let go of the trouble transcend the challenges of life, and only to see your own ego being built up again so you can observe it again and then sort of transcend it once again. And that's how it keeps going, and that's how you keep growing in your awareness. But I mean, this is obviously a different topic than what we talked about here, confidence and consciousness. You are that conscious awareness. When you do something consciously and you're like in that state of flow and it's like time slows down, notice how there's no mind activity. Notice how your mind is totally silent. But you're still continuing to do the things that you're doing. You're still in the movement of life. You're still taking actions. And you feel great doing it. That is who you really are. That is your true essence. You don't need the mind to exist, to function, to be your best self. But the most important lesson in that moment is that you are that consciousness. That peaceful, amazing, silent moment, absent of the mind's troubles. That is who you really are on a core level. So if you have to stay consistent with anything, stay consistent with being your true self, your own conscious awareness as much as possible. Thanks for watching.